A number of years ago, I was taken into a vision by the Lord. This would have been back in the 1990s. And I saw in the second heaven a demonic council chamber with demons sitting around a table planning on how to destroy Christian marriages. And because they knew that if they could break up Christian marriages, that the church could lose its power. And so they were actually planning specific strategies. And I was right in that room and saw them planning. And I put out a prophetic directive at that time and alerted intercessors. But I've been getting such a big alarm on the inside of my spirit. Again, of course, over the last couple of years in particular, I've become aware of major crisis in this area. And it continues to escalate. In fact, to a point where today, the latest statistic is that over 50% of Christian marriages are ending in divorce. I am very concerned about that because of the tipping point that is provided, that once it turns over, it just will create more and more and more unless we intervene, unless we stop it. I've also realized that it's not only through marriages being destroyed through divorce or separation, but also I've known really good marriages, people that had solid marriages who really loved each other, that one of the spouses would die prematurely, especially through cancer, which I found interesting, is that a lot of these spouses were dying of cancer and they had really good marriages. So the spouse was left behind because their spouse had gone on to be with the Lord. And the other area, the third area, was single people who are the most amazing Christians that you could ever meet, both male and female that I know, have not been able to connect with those who would be life partners for them. So there seems to be a hindrance on people getting married. There's an assault on those that have good marriages, that they're losing their marriage partners. And then there's assault on marriages with the divorce issue. And so we really need to pray for Christian marriages. There's many marriages right now who are in crisis, and the enemy has a direct plan to annihilate. I realize that for a lot of people that are in difficult marriages where there's painful things going on, that is very, very, very hard, hurtful things, and those things are not easy. I also understand that in some cases, divorce is inevitable, and that's why it's allowed in the scripture. There's an allowance for divorce. That's why even under the old covenant, God allowed Moses to give certificates of divorce because of the hardness of heart. And so when there's a person in a marriage, either one or both, but if there's even one person who is really hard, not treating another right, and damage is being done, sometimes the only answer is a separation or a divorce. And that is tragic, but sometimes it is needed. In the Lord, I believe if both parties will follow God and both parties will believe God for breakthrough, that the miracle is possible and then no need for divorce. If both parties are willing to humble themselves and not put blame on the other, but just humble themselves and die to themselves, take up their cross daily and follow after the Lord, then I believe that there is an opportunity, great opportunity, to save marriages. You know, sometimes we live in a marriage situation where we're not happy. Let's say I'm a woman and my husband just is not meeting my needs, or I don't have feelings for him, or, you know, it just isn't the man that I hoped he would be. That is an opportunity for us to die to ourselves and say, well, Jesus, I'm going to take everything I need from you, because it's not really about me. I'm married to a man that I don't maybe have feelings for, or maybe he doesn't give me what I want, or I wish he was like this, I wish he was like that, I wish he didn't, you know, even say some of the things he says to me. And I guess we could say that about anyone in almost any marriage, but it's like that's not really a good reason to leave. There are some nations where they have planned marriages where the marriage couple don't even have a choice in who they get married to, that they have to marry who's appointed them. And in that case, you would really have to rely on God to fill you with everything that you needed so that you could keep your marriage commitment, so that you could keep a marriage covenant. And so I really want to encourage some of you that are maybe in a place right now. Let's say you're a man and you're thinking, you know, this woman that I'm married to, she just isn't what I really wanted, and I could do better, and maybe she's not, you know, as nice as I thought she'd be, or maybe she isn't, you know, behaving the way that I thought she'd be, and I don't have feelings for her anymore. My love for her is dead. I think I could go out and do better. Can I ask you, I'm actually pleading with you to go before the Lord and just ask Him to give you the grace to live your life out before Him in perfect love. And perfect love cares about how you would treat your wife, not how she even treats you. And I'll put the shoe on the other foot too. Maybe you're a woman right now and you're saying, you know, I just, you know, I look at other guys and they're nicer, and my husband isn't being nice to me, and, you know, he's not the man I thought he would be, and, you know, I just want out because maybe I could do better. Could I plead with you to ask the Lord to give you perfect love for your husband, and die to yourself, even if your own needs are not met? Can you meet them in the Lord? Can you allow Him to meet your needs? What if you got married and you made the covenant in the very beginning, saying, for better, for worse, for richer, for poorer, in sickness and in health? You made that covenant, you got married, and then your husband or your wife got into an accident and was paralyzed, and you had to care for them the rest of your life. They can't give you what they need, what you need, but you made the covenant. So therefore, you have to get your needs met from the Lord. It's a covenant, and He can meet your needs more than what you could ever imagine. But keeping covenant is just so important. It is so important, even for the well-being of a nation. It is important that marriages stay strong. And if just even